it is time for us as a country to take a hard look at our energy sector. It is the sector that is designed to drive our economic growth. And yet, as the President indicated, it is probably the most distressed sector. We have two off-takers, ECG, supplying to some 2.6 million customers, some 90% of the power we produce, and NECO supplying the remaining 10%. The truth, Mr. Speaker, is that when they sell, they make losses. I'm saying that when they sell the power, they make losses. Transmission losses, wastages, and corruption.
2014, we started discussions with the IMF and then entered into a program in April of 2015. And the program is to achieve these objectives. So one, if the program seeks to restore debt sustainability, let's see the numbers before we join the program. In 2014, the debt to GDP ratio was 70.2%, 2014. And you enter into a program with the IMF that seeks to restore debt sustainability. Now guess what? End of 2016, debt to GDP ratio is 74%. So you are in a program that seeks to restore debt sustainability. You have moved from 70% before you joined the program to 74% as of now. Mr. Speaker, the program also sought to restore macro stability. Now, before we entered the program, the fiscal deficit in 2012 was 11.5%. Then they did 10.1% in 2013, and then 10.2% in 2014. 3 continuous years of double-digit deficit, unprecedented in this country. So you entered the IMF program. Under the program, you are to restore macro stability. So we're expecting you to do 5.3. This year, the deficit 9%. On a commitment basis, 10.2%. Now, you are supposed to return the economy to high growth and job creation. GDP growth has been 4.0 in 2014. 3.9 last year, this year 3.6. So why did we enter the IMF program to start with? It has been a complete waste of everybody's time by joining the IMF program. You join a program to restore debt sustainability, to restore macro stability, and we haven't achieved any of this. Now let me address this voodoo economics that he did with the debt. The debt at the end of 2008 was not the debt accumulated by the MPP. It has been debt from Kwame Nkrumah through Champon, Russia, and everybody. That is 9.5 billion. All of that. Now, in 51 years of Ghana's existence, the debt was 9.5 billion. Now, you have bequeathed this country. In 8 years, you have moved the debt from 9.5 billion Ghana cedis to 122 billion Ghana cedis. Now you've added 112 billion. I listened to the press conference they did yesterday. Do you know what they are doing now? They've taken the 9.5 billion and then they have used the exchange rate of 2008. You use the exchange rate of 2008 and you are telling us the debt is 8 billion.
The president in 2017 is inheriting gross reserves of over $5.4 billion. As opposed to the predecessor government that in 2009 was inheriting gross reserves of $2 billion. At a time where, in terms of import cover, it could barely cover 1.8 months. So obviously the president hasn't got a lot to complain about because the situation today is far better than it was in 2009. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to indicate that in terms of outlook, in terms of GDP outlook, the president is benefiting from a government that has laid foundations, and those foundations acknowledged by the World Bank, the IMF, all the financial market, that Ghana's growth outlook for 2017 is going to be in the region of 7 to 8%. That obviously is a great time to be taking over government as a result of the great job that had been done by the previous government. Mr. Speaker, I wish to also signal that in terms of the President did mention that they are finding themselves in a situation where 3 budget items are literally taking up the whole of the revenue of Ghana. That if you take public sector wage, you take interest payment and amortization, and you add to that statutory payment, that works to over 99%. That may be done. But let me remind Mr. President that between 2013 and 2014, if you added those 3 together, we're looking at over 115%, sometimes 120%. So the situation the President is meeting today is clearly a much better situation than the previous government met, and did not just meet, but fix it. So it will be good to let the President understand that even though he's in a hurry, that hurry must begin by acknowledging that a solid foundation has been laid for him that is supposed to be helping him to move his race on. Mr. Speaker, I wish to also indicate that the President is taking over a country that has got unprecedented investment and economic infrastructure.
Mr. Speaker, I move on to the next point. Mr. Speaker, His Excellency the President. His Excellency,
Honorable members, order.
His Excellency the President, in delivering the State of the Nation's address, mentioned emphatically that the debt to GDP is 74%. Mr. Speaker, he didn't leave it there. He went ahead to say that the real GDP growth for 2016 is 3.6%. Mr. Speaker, I am not aware that the Ghana Statistical Service has announced the real GDP growth for the year 2016. Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Statistical Service, as we speak, are working on it. Mr. Speaker, the 3.6% can only be provisional. Mr. Speaker, for the record, it's important that we say that the 3.6% is provisional.
Okay, so Yasabe Damuina Masi, Ebraso say you're trying common so and say. Well, a lot of your WhatsApp messages about Atros, Shuken, good morning, also Shebi, you say Oche or Kwanson Kosano pay Badwam were number 1. Samson OPK or go, so I say Mahama and NDC should give us a break on Woyomi money because they connived with him to create loot and share taxpayers' money. Bafonso was Sita Kel Okumase Osi Badwam is the best. He said good morning. And then another one guest here says that come Sunday, Joyce White, Anna Joycelyn White, my birthday. God grant you your heart desire, and God bless you guys. And probably you are in the central region, you can't do without Virgin Plus and Ogwa Apartments. You have to be there. Chairman Lotto Jacobs, good morning. I'm to say, and to enjoy your weekend all the time in the central region, Broadway, Niche, Virgin Plus and Ogwa Apartments. Eho Bibia Bekoso Kama. Auntie B, Authentic Boutique, say, good morning, Ali Baba. Thank you for Auntie B Udia or the Amame and Anape. Uncle Kobe, also Sheikh, good morning. And what you sent today, do men who hit on women young enough to be their daughter have any self-awareness about it? Ose Yankenkai and also. And Kobe Vroom talks about Malam Oman Wache. Say Malam Wache, good morning. That's from Kobe Vroom. George Checkers, Chief Executive, Techiman, also Anape Odiachia Anafe. Konyakwe, you are back from the US of A. On another form too, by a year of Kwanson Koso. Ono yere no manyina mechiamo Anape. Ebraso says some odwa. Ediagu eye krata so hanum si ye betwetwe nkomo Mpensenpensenmu timi Edebro Kokuboy, Deputy National Communications Officer for the National Democratic Congress at Tennessee. You heard him say Sampine, Ashanti Regional Secretary for the New Patriotic Party. Baba Kainsa. Koku matching Akwaba. Good. Ashanti Region, we are hit with one thing. That is one of your party members, Muntaka. Yeah. They are calling for a resignation.
Oh, I'm in Chamati for Nina, I'm in Chia Ghana for Nina. I'm if you say call and call for call it honorable Muntaka. No resign there premature. Your best say. se obia mana komantonium e be se Ghana fo nyina so obia mana komantonium niema committee ni nyana dwuma minyini se CCA ide e betumi aka se enua muntaka one step down and one step down because bibia me to dwe kire se waye boni bi anazo waye sei nti until say report on beba na ye nyina yehunu se waye boni bi anase wonye boni bi uti uhwe report no so na se DSC konwa em se ye nyina ye nitua ti se obi be gina ba bia aka se muntaka step down and so resign me no ni pakro no enya adwene.
I see, but as a party ha mukakra
yen DSC ye no party leadership papa na ye de yensusu senka BBC be de ebisi because asem na ye kono omu nyina ye nuanom ohwe efa omu allergy a omu ye nuanom ana hwe fa nso a omu nso se bibia sa enko so nso a omu nyina ye nuanom enti asem ne ka no aye den entumi nka se asumesi ana so benten aye bone ewo dwom sisi ya enti no yen crucify no ye yesa ne anye fe to onipakro ntimi omo call se muntaka enjaya na asensen mi gidi se it's neither here nor there because obi tawa na to obi mpe wasama udidi kura na endechi o sakura na ho ye ndechi padon de me patre aduane ye da ye nyina ye di na udi bie no yeso o dunkwa aduane ne de enye de na onipakro no ne tawo asa ye nyina ye sa efe no yeso o wasa ne nyefe ne ejina ebia de onipakro hu ana onipakro de ono wo ntia timi de misusu yi se enua muntaka premature so bia be ka se one step down onye bibia kire se one step down na onye nadwuma na me wa reche mu se report no betodwa na mpanimfo nyina atenase na mpanimfo se ha ne yemfa ye de befa mo mefom no constituency to region ne nationalfo ma wo mu nyina akomantom because ngofo e call say one step down Ashanti region for nso e de letter ba enura so mo nso support to say so step down wonye na dwuma until say otherwise e be prove say waye boni bi na so wonye boni bi no Ashanti region for regional chairman na nkata ana assign NDC e de nsa chase obimpe ana assign de nsa chase say won support to say muntaka be step down na wantana the position ne so no wonye na dwuma ekopem se enokure no ebeba abetodwa
I see
ti ya hweye na efa kase na efa kase ya ebema tension no asa ayede ayekese ti na yesre se obia nyai ne nyina yenyina mfimfin ti na national executive wa jama committee na ye na dwuma no the committee ni wie no wode nokure ne ba betodwa yenyina nso ye ho nsemo a yebeka
I see, but eneka mo party membru no kamo ye chiro but mo say nanado danko akufo-addo his excellency nsemo chirigu mrashe bedwam so no monya gidi ewo ni mu especially when wakaseti anamontu bi anipa bi ni mu to both within the NDC and the MPP refer to trust some no mo mfa mra kwanso no wakaseti enti moti nanado asem amasa ye chire ne ne matwe asensen mo susu se eno ne de mo be gina so a munko ye ade bia say bia peace walk or demonstrating against the Muamokrata by intimidation, violence, blah blah blah. Bujina Sergeant so atrimofito.
Oh, and correct. Say Nansena here to trust them near my coso memoha, ye bronco 4 season call forecast, ye pre-prank for near you for Nefre, near chairman, ye press conference, general secretary, ye press conference. Now, Munina Kase, a dear coso, and yet, and as I say, President Otakunyaso be condemn. Ama ye youth fu ni bebre ba party office o hwe abufu a o de ba ya o mo ten combat revenge na nya de keto na yetu ya dwodwo o makoma na ya ka trom zo munyai na ye ho adwuma enti ye ya na de ekoso na ekoso enti ye youth no ye se o be ye kire na o mo de atia na mabone no a ekoso no in dem say this na o mo de to dwa no nru ana his excellency na Adom so be kasa he no be kasa he no se to trust am na ekoso no omfuaso no ama police for order say obi bia odi sa ne mabone no emra ne nye de endi nti empanimfo nso ene youth no tenase e ka kiro mo say ye ma na Adom the benefit of the doubt once ya wakase no ye ma no obuo ne ye support no ye hu tasam no kan no e yasempa na ne kofo ne nyina be ye de e bi die kire enti ya man the benefit of the doubt ye nyim free wo totally there by ye hwe se niema no a ekoso no ekoso no na nakan ne nkofo invisible force ne nkofo aka no omo do na besi fom no mo jai sa ne mabone no na ya punish obi na se was deterrent am nkofo mu say na naka into ye MPP ni na wo de mrasho on sam na akodi bone o se sam metro me di wachi na akwa prepran nkofo ukobon nkofo a emra no enuni na me nkofo no so ho ato mo mo sa fe de emra ye dey adwuma
but probably in the midst of all this Nenra Miti Ekosisa Abronya comes back to say President Akasa Yede but or no dear and I'm on two but you know because what to say no bushing assembly who are done tourist attraction esa and modern bar wabo ajiji aban ka makoma kwa dunum e de asi ho enti no nya de beto sa akonya na actually baby kwa
dede no oye me nua brante no dede hunu ano oye me ka kire no so se na fefa no a ordinance si na beti so ya bronya no nyai na mwa no enyo no nkwa na ye youth organizer organ a na enyo no nkwa no so na sebe no nyansa wa MPP mu ye wonkofo bi bro mu adwene mu abie sene no wa MPP bebre ana ye wonkofo mu ne na adwene ye pe na ye wasabe wo mo so mo abodam kra sene no e wo party no enso ade na obi ansore ye na ono nkwa na bronya ne ye bodin bebre ya e dia asam ne nam tema kachire no but better say empanimfo no enso be frɛ no so mu suro no mu ntumi frɛ no nka wenkyere na it is better so be frɛ no onko ne quantity so ne region wo no onko ye adwuma wo no nyai radio so a ne nam wo nkran ya mo nso media fo no mo jeje ne so se mu gya ne so agege a sa ne ma we nyina to betwa but mo ya na ye mo de mo asa afrɛ no no waba no asa be dwa ne numu enu dwa ye enko ba bia ko buno hafo na ko hwese no kreto ateka ate be 30 bieti wa akɔwe wode na no hunu ne nam na wo kasa ansem no say de be ya mo be man publicity but mu jai no sa publicity no a ne nsem hunu we ya odi nyina to betwa nda me ka kire no na me ta ka kire no
mama acknowledge say area sampan one say akwa ba
sampan ne regional secretary ne sampan a obi ze sampan e be hwa man na sa ne ma we ya odi wadi
so the regional secretary
and the regional secretary ne sampan
and
the regional secretary need to me one to ana part ne so leadership ne need to me one to ana to a we the OP on na radio to de na ho bata fo na ka president yakasa
party chairman era so much
mo need to me one so omo ni
ba me nim se de
onya na me sa me no ya adwuma wa chanta region me nim se the sampan discipline ye woni mu on tna ho
ba ade we indiscipline abonyo indiscipline
ona de oye discipline wonu manka anopenka ne ho atam ne yekan ye demonstration bi wo Ashanti region na MPP for mabunu ese wo mo empene emyenye sa demonstration no sampan ekọ radio so ekasa ya ate de mo ye no mo nya apene apo mo nyina agyae e ma ye nya kwan ye mo yi ndi sa wo youth organizer na sa wote buna hafo ontumi nka na asem no abetena nkran na national fo onto hwe no obi enka no na wonam no ogi ne home na migidi ye semwa entokwa na ye kan tete na president o bibi boni bi ebeti wo Ghana ha bia no na ne be boni din enya abronye na enye ne regional secretary na regional chairman ye Ghana ye president enti ye me hunu se Ghana ye nyina ye dia na abronye empanifo bi mfre no ade o se de watra apeto ne minister Macroeconomic bet na radio so de dinatam the minister enti enye mumye mfre no na onkasa nkyere no na ta ne mabone na ye koto enya ne nyina ya somonwe.
Now when are we congratulating you because you go to ball list and then my friend list aba me who still what is that service to mankind and Ghana to God and to your family and friends you trying that mean
said the American my enchia ma ehwe yeti and wase umpire na
but I don't and yes surprising say oh yeah psychologist because teacher ni bia dey psychology dey a part of TTNT ye busa asem no and yet no teacher ni dey o busa no or the nim dey ni e ma no yi na wasa aka cho say me teacher ni and yet na me kira ni this asem busa na busa no ntimi ma no yi abi
sampa abre we people who hey abrante we how high wo kumase
baby ya sampa
hey
baby ya
we the omo man original minister akene beje omo nya afa ba and they academy meeting ni me omo man mu ba mesre na mesre no omo man ba ko abre ne kwala nyina ya point wo mo se ne organize okofa ne ba ye ya ma no masro sticker na man maso ana the youth organizer so ya man youth employment authority enti na wo general secretary ni mu ana no qualify bro so come na post keto ade ase no agu na ni mase ba mu awe chemu se na na etie na na to hwe me obema na de so na ne bre na anye kwa
the prerogative to appoint a president the president Macroeconomic lobby Macroeconomic ka ono eno de fanase ena ye hyewo ni monyama e badakro so hu adepa bi wo mu no hye mani monyama meso no man no nti abotre de meme wo bi pa party adwuma no so ye be ya kopim se ya ho odin no e be ka se ntimi enye bi eno kra na tifi a ya no be din se obi a wabubu ho na also is obe ba be nti eno de ye hwe nyame en komono ede na yura muntakanom de no on se me sa bribe na no ne ati ha ene kwakwa betuna majority seat oti no betuna
betuna ha na o mai ana betuna
ono ba no na kwatra
betuna ha katre mu se the echoes of parliament sa bribery ayare bribe nsemo no enkosi aga so far ad hoc committee omushia wo mo no and some of my totua the major actors wo mo ma kizu some disca by yewura aboache jako obi ani evidence oyesa onu ananum tom chairman of the appointments committee onye sika obi ani evidence onu ananum tom ayar bribe no ankasa ese obi anfa sika mehye nsem wo kana say what is so see radio bi na kan na frɛ no no comment yewura muntakwa so disca kwan o si bibia sa nsi nti wo ma na call say muntaka resign say sim ya chairman asem kwa no ntiase because radio ba ko bi frɛ no kyire mu ode ba no no ankasa no te wi abo ati aso na asem no ntiase e no ko kan sa but I believe say at the end of the day se minim say wo mo come do enye no kre no se ko ba se nukura bi wom na boy yura boy cheja kwa se de minim president Akufo-Addo no obe take action pa nti sounds na nukura bi animu a ayare bribe no should leave parliament oni ni nua okuja to ne ba ko ne de se so huini wo mo ese parliament emra no eno mu die ese emra no mu die papa anya sa yenya discipline ewo ho kra wo mu so nkrofo hwe ho hwe odin no za adjective bi na de preface wo mu din no onu abo no enye ade mu ha o obi a wo ho ti wudi nokre ye di buo ma o nti woni ye ko kire se entisa no aye dishonorable ese yi free home po na e bo din wie ema hunu se ade no a ye no wa anye ne ye nti I believe say committee no enumanu yon be wi omadwuma na am do report beba na mre bia start ya na kwakubu ahe agi agina mu na o makwaji bribe no
me nka bi da
sa me kan wa me nkan wo as a personal me do wu gina NDC
da bi ente fa menye za
na literature am friends sinagi
o se NDC fo ne bi NDC mpan fo gina mu nyina nkasa wasam na ho yeti nyama
o tin se just said masmoka public number meka tin se just
bi enu wa kan o ye mpan fo enti nkasa Europe
then na kwa bi asi na no tokwa mo honom yesi mo si ministers deputy emfa omo form as gracia patimra mo functional executives no mo nyi
we come on ebo no yen
nokre sada no ye national chairman Dr. Sekofi Port of Mamenchia no baby o bi
what dey say I can do
o so we say ya United or UK
da be
say o wache I be 2-3 years ni o say Dr.
any year anti
let me be on the
and Samju na num ye night
o connect ya be o
connect ya
be society we say so
ana
Sekofi Port of video
I be happy
Mamenchia regional secretary so honorable say dun katia na NDC panimfo nyina omo bo mo homoden em say na ochu we ye the program to be bregu akwem Dr. Sekofi Port of was a leader of the party or near general secretary omo edie nti
NDC Kofoman
since the Jan Nato. Of course, Tuesday no, a Monday no, Dr. Kofi Portofinya Konya, and then the General Secretary here, your former appointee DT, and the ministers and their deputies now. And the or do IP or you know, more dim committed the beyond Beko grassroots to acquire party Juma. The Bayer party no. And then their
financial commitments too as well.
Oh, send no dear, Tembia and Pennyful baby, Babebois. They say crown or more, you know. Say Drew baby, not a party, be no here, be no here, when the minister be Obabois, I'm afraid the boy.
At what point in time, the minister Bakusori Ocasio,
former minister being our Kasai, minister be anyhow. Minister being our Kasa was one Kasa, one Kabibiasa, and a man 10 so of or sorry or can be bisafa or boy abaso. Eka say Jumana party yeno or support. Them what you bit me the abuabiano or bebwa. Anna Nansan and Nenso Enra, Yenya Quenya, your former ambassadors and high commissioners. Nabehe, and Niger, and all Dawmunina, constituency and regions. Aqua Yajuma. Nameboa next week, you be share opinion leaders be brave. Omunyina so they are prepared. I do more core grassroots to Aqua Yajumenti, reorganization profit Quetibucho committee in Yajuma. And I also, Yajuma said the Bay about the time.
Those refreshments are more refreshing from party fund and individual.
You need a crowd. Until say, apart from Monsieur, you need a because you are 2-3 hours near me. Near Konya Jai or more, near my meeting. Now, almost so, moi, any organization case or more, no sure you leader, a bit me no almost, say, be a call region, and also move through region. Now, first, the afraid regional chairman, no secretaries here, they buy, and they do be out through region, be actual monster.
Okay, Kwaku President Nanado gives us an assurance, but it's unconditional, it's a conditional assurance. So, say, and Nadia contract bia a genuine biano, obechem, and I'll be here free ho. Inti that genuineness, no, and these are issues, no, about our student. Yeah, understanding definition for the word genuine. But Nana says, I won't abrogate genuine contracts, which in effect means say there are a lot of contracts as well system who are questionable. We reassuring.
Oh yeah, mame kase a good call anana ede aba. Na migidi say the obie petty ewo nana amemum ni say transparency ebebem. Na enokore enso abem na yenyina ya tena omaimu asumdwem on say transitional team no ene omo transitional team no ehia abrobro ne ma bebre so bibia ya hand over the amawo enti omunnim enema e wo Ghana ha contract ya sensan ene de ensensan ye contract egu akwam enti migidi say nanaka say the new contract or abrogate it said omo ye no 2001 or the 2001 contract be pre a genuine omututu send ne ma boni bi wo ho omutwetwa mu ma ye tuatua judgment debt e ma kabegu ye so bebre no a na say de wo see contract a genuine de it should be genuine because when people actually na for document bi meche na nka say o masan contract bi anya genuine enti abani tu ana so nyete enti say genuine na so woni pakro no ye famra kwa so ana ye de contract na ma woni pakro no ya gidi say de emra enso ye adwuma ne mon pakro no ye na adwuma after all omunyina Ghana for say de be ya judgment debt ya e de ka bebre breyen na emai sika nke de be ye mpuntu nyuma bebre wo memwan ye de be kwa ko tutu judgment debt na so aye de ate because o man ye nyina aye dia this ehunu se ye nyina aye dia Ghana ni ye de adwuma ma no even nye Ghana ni mpo no ni pakro de adwuma ma no o fa amra kwa so na ye de adwuma ma no wo ya sika ne ba e wo memu ha ya aya na be use ne da aye niema ye nyina ye ho ato ye mrante bebrebe nso a ya fo mo di omo achi ye adwuma nyina no mo Ghana fo ebetu omo ka omo so nya bi da hwe omo yede no omo ma but ye ka say rich hunting enye yen ne de contact ne ma ye enti de o de contact na ma bia no enam saba afofura benti no ye ntwam ye mfa ho na ye mfa ye nkofo meche ho a eno ana na
the Nanaka, do you see say that is what's going to happen on the ground now?
Me nyini media me say me pesa me gina na die eno na me ka say me pesa me gini die on that but say sa na anya dwuma dia na Ghana fo nyina be soro wo me ma no the benefit of the doubt the ministers in suitie the chief executive officers in suitie se mmara no ye adwuma na se nana is on top of the memu a obu a megidi yeso obi emfa ne penya de ope but I'm running so me sure say nana we lawyer wonimu de e wo mbrem wonimu implication wo contract ya abrogate ho nti me sure say sa ideas no or the man ministers and the deputy ministers and the CEO say my buy we there hwe na wan nye we chanting e wadwuma bia ho magana ni ana obi bia wa famra kwa so ye na adwuma no yenya no ne ni ntua ne council no man ni ntumpon.
Okay, but there's a school of thought at some point if you said Nana Dankwa Kufuor, His Excellency, this is probably an opening to go after all contracts and then probably tag most of the contracts they lack that genuineness, no, say on which may proceed on their job now as a jama party sympathizers. I said, man, you know, this are genuine contracts. I bet you no. Sana never so and I go. What's my debut? Because if there are no witches, hunters will not be around.
Yes, Quadra. Maminchia, Alex Boab. Which you've got.
Alex Boab. Yeah.
Ubekaya. Mfiebe miensa nine contracts bi ku course o man mu a ekuo binum se afag ene sa society civil society groups ni bi Imani Ghana, Occupy Ghana, raise concerns. No mo fi se ebuo bi a ye de ama won. Okay, IT contract bi a ene neme bi a CBB the blue skies as see blue as a de ben bi ma me bi no omo contract no. Na contentious. Ghana for kan ho nsam. Aban bia ba o hwe sankrata no hwe wonso na kan e sa bayfo ho a suman enno suman bechi won enti once abayfo ho no suman bechini akonfo bechi ahwehwem ape because aban ye the show sir and so go through all documentation contracts na say inventory de amawo e ka handing over note no enra woma yetema port
MPS for
omukoye na nanom didi nkomo pa o kanchiro mo na no so ye ne labor ekoho omo so hye bo say nsem a waka de odi tukwan mu a ombe hu say energy tariffs beba from no my expansion they are going to consider some be relocate back to Ghana no ma be nyima na ye mabunu no ye mrante meba wa no enya adwuma ni bi aye it is a contract bi na ye suspicious na ye hwehwem na nya eno fa ho say we free Afghanistan na di ba ye no ye say intraw wo so aka kwakuba hin so aka na oye president oye senior lawyer onimra no yes our attorney general department ye ma me Gloria enim panfo wo ho enim de inti contract no say abrogation bam na de sembeba wo mbe hu say do mbesi handle no inti de enye no so wugya no say under auspices and say under the guys say abaya sisa so we can say wo koya kwakuba hin no mbeka say witch hunting na so fonti no wonya ho hwem so wo bo mining. And some of these contracts, no, millions of dollars. Millions. You need Kromuha, and then Crofo, Eddie Nkata Biba said, or more contract with Abaya, eventually, no money contract, and Crofo fetch you Koboya Momunya judgment debts.
Was it? William, and your uncle. But so William, and Adia, President, former President, one day will say the Muna most will Timunji go for William. 51 million Ghana cedi.
So say beba. Say beba.
Yeah.
Inti aye asempa na aka no. Two, what's my kind no? One yima party sympathizers. May assure say one a bid. Say contractor, one a bid no. The best out of the lot no. Any dependent no. When you party sympathizer, me tie mini company. E betumi akoye bia empoano na adwuma. Ebi amafu bi ame ye na so de afom dwuma mam de a and the amusement me agwakoye. But say the companies are now a ko na me company the most credible. Your bidding no the best near the mamia and no interest say the ama party activists. Sabu yes single-handedly picky kwakubu ahe say kwakubu kwakwa said the NDC and so source and as for now and no na din sempano. But when it's open tender, now you choose the best out of the lot now.
But so source and so acceptable. It depends on the contact across.
The agency of the matter.
Yes, the agency of the contact.
But almost everything was under almost movement was under social. You say almost, man can say all.
President take about 20% of the contact here. Maybe my State of the Nation address 2000 was it 2006? Yeah. Okay, second contact or the my union about 20%. And
okay. Now you do am so source any dear president.
But yeah, Mamma Quine, my monk cancer.
But these are some of the things some president, former president. He talks about misinformation and misrepresentation on my part. That is because a lot of things was more put about the NDC and his person in I don't know misinformation.
The person that's assembly.
Don't know say they can most West
and I
said that is what
Forbes newspaper
that is what and most of the things are most
Mr. Information MPP. Forbes magazine and MPP there. And MPP paper. And your brochure paper be one more a Krobia so. In the time I know I'm the bar and I'm maybe I'm the Dr. Adukufoba said the richest Ghanaian or see a war card.
Former President Mahama said the publication was engineered by his political opponents to smear him. In this case, political opponents,
what? PNC. No, no evidence for the cancer. And I want corrupt we are going
again, when we this was published by a partisan newspaper and it was done for political gain.
Yes, partisan newspaper bank.
Nyamu papers here.
Now partisan newspaper they say one paper. I don't know if they ever go for Woyomi cash.
And stop worrying.
But that's what the president is saying. He said,
Pepper Grande publish here, echo to the source. Or seen the source in Forbes magazine.
The Forbes magazine.
In the time and length, no more to African Watch, Detroit Trend.
Papa said the most dinner to one brew Monsanto. Your mama, or what land fear, money, that
president.
Namu Mino, what's with me? Mumu,
Cobra, Ohuni. Microphone some muka. Mfunyina didn't nam, baby, I will call Yankrophobia war. Uko airport no more stands or how buy or more some investors or Dubai. I want to sit down managing mount. Those who have been there, maybe have been called Hoda, who work Hoda, and when I couldn't shake out their better. Uka one more proudly Ghanaians are one more investment to all. Ah, a dear at it in a hanum a dinkuma. One more team of microphone to be proudly catch them say, Masume see we say the property. That's our property in Ukraine more than $2 million. Now, fear 9 be the president. What's $2 million? Now, before be the president, now you're worth how much? 2 years, yes, can we? Now, cut your saying $2 million. Look at Sikakuma.
See, he doesn't even get to.
Now, it's more than 1 million.
Yeah, he could. It's possible.
You also need $1 million.
$1 million.
And you come on.
Oh, but he's the president.
He's the $1 million.
President just saying.
But he's the president.
The president just saying.
Let's not reduce the presidency to
$2 million.
Maybe. Let's not reduce. Nana before climbing the seat. Utimi kase nana nim die alone. Say nana kase authority nim die nkwa. Ewo mremu.
When him say presidency, who be dia, who nye no.
No, I'm saying that even proud to nana. No, I'm saying even proud to nana.
I'm not ridiculing the presidency.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But America, for instance, would the bisa say Yura Obama or the Bush no na so for bisa say omo worth how much?
Nanya no na mo so catch o mampani jo Mahama what one yes o mo ebo that.
Someone can say but Africa hani Ghana had here. You can yes the president. The brief say yes your money bibia. Na katua ye intact. oji sen okon na ex-gratia kra eye sen ye kan nyina bom a it drew how many millions of Ghana cedis they are translated to dollars.
President Achedi Idemano, the president and your man need it and
your cash donations. Sana person suggest. And also say no oba nyina Achedi de ache no say fugu ne ntoma and a Ford no so or say or the ma o mine Ghana. Ford no one fan can private property sa no kan. Sa e no kire one fan can private property ho nti eye den sika obodi no enye cash nko or can about other in the Japade no ho nkeka ho na ni fie no timu no kra na esi ni sen kwabra eto da bia emsem no yen kan ne ka so me nka se wo be ye adwuma e wo se wo ye sebe nko so mo bi fuma no nko si bo no wo ye kofini but enisa wo suban no nema so a show affluent
but so be all farms or in adwuma obi no
farms
obi on the farms or in adwuma yeah president on the farms or in
adwuma
now is the president wefu
minimum
unu the president wefu
da bi da and bi yine o mo so ma menti da
oh sampai
o ye dey fu confirm minimum
I see
honestly starting the farms in da ben obedi president and 4 years ikoko aso do so noti enya sika twitwi bi ese nam na konkrum odo koko 50 years ansa no bu no nya san enema bi wo ha eye bu ye ne gu ne ma so ba me jiwasem ne di onya achede bebre ta achede no betimi amanisika na do
NDC continuously ka say you munam eye kontompo ne na adachi na mo de bewura abamwam na president so asakofo aso say matoto ne ma foforo ono ne party ne chita force ana ene die eno ho ya odie ni bi na okoka say ene mu so watena wa akonaivo with woyo mititi ka sem member ene mu nkoji ne hwe because mobile no woyo mi sensem no mo jemu ana
winim say wo mo kasa asem na eya no mu buga na force se bi enim nyansa sasem ne kwakutra Sorry, they make me. I can say I'm affiliate.
Yeah. Radio station be out tonight, but with Maka.
Isra.
Because any source of.
And I'm catch a kwaku say. Some more catch the Ghana for say. NPP did trolling nada. And a bidia kunyano. Now mu didi Ghana for items who mu nyansa.
That's what me dad and nipa. And nipa. What me dad and nipa. Nipa was what dad.
Nipa. And what children no. Nipa ntimi to school fees. Now catch children so ntimi to fees. Our dada. Me child secondary school. Kwaku ya adwuma wo Ministry of Education or ye supervisor or call round last week no mo obuna hafo entina na hunu da bi say da ba bi en ko sa ko mi ni ko sa me at round so a promotion I qualify my last promotion to new field I won't qualify yeah na me advance me ya push kakra or call rounds womu kwa womu hu enkora ye beye exams a ye pam won se womu timi to school fees internal exams and external WAEC exams enkora enam montin a womu timi nko school emabunu mrantie mpanimfo a womu nu pension mre a womu gu montin a womu nya adwuma health insurance and yet the fact is say wo call ya ye kwayi wo folder e ma wo twura wudin e tie ticket ma say ko hunu doctor no wo exit no e no say na de ma wo na dodo say na akwa abonten koto ye na de for paracetamol na de ma wo no nti we ne ya ka kire Ghana na president former president wo say ye tro kwakubu ahin eni Solomon Kansa ya chef uka chef Fred agbenwa mo na moko na muka kire Ghana for say you did nada then you are telling the Ghanaian he's stupid and the president is all cancer asem no
kona ko jisika
na no ya e buy president we say me dey say on na kan yampa or say the debt to GDP ratio no na 64% and 65%. Na the year can yeboa. Wow, former atofos. Or 73%. Until yen ayeka 74%. And no minister no or economics. I would say 73%. And then no
one can.
We see all kind of peace FM money Kwame Sefakai interview. I listened to him on Wednesday. 73%. Now president who can we are me no hwan na twatro. Actually of mine. Wo yo misika bae. Wo ma so ankrata so a pampam. A wo free president ahwe and he defend this asem we say. Tama yewa Martina Medu or starting a crusade, citizen vigilante. So Beji says we say and Sembena presidency and nam sent to amne yaka ye na di and nano president or call fufu susola or coach a coin and when commissions are quite no. But Matamidu or acknowledging the presence. One chanumpo. Now we are contra South Africa. When you're the Pebia D from a Pebby ball who or Ewura mu jagu Montana Magana bon e wonti bi ho we have a case en kwachi siska no kwaje. What double standards is that?
I see.
Ne unim say timi je ena fie nwotwe. Wanyi sika.
Wa baje.
Yebeje.
Wa baje.
Sika ne de yebeje.
Wa baje.
Yebeje amagana fo. All right. Hwe mikrom titware efia hinkro ekwa titware kwan no se de esi aye no.
Sa na de tekumazo de abankra wa bankra.
51 million kakra no aka no. Ebetimi aye kwan na guso asphalt tam ama me kwa srami ma menuma me hu se misimu a 20 minutes me fikuma se no madu
mo ba koso aka still omo de contemporary na da na de magana
enokre ohwe nkontompo aye nuanum people try ne na da a omo try ansa no de beto akonya so se we hia obi a waponte a omo frɛ MPP 4419 na wam onuma wam what ya wam no Tahana to see a number of awam. We are Zan, awam 419. And
awam what yes. Awam what yes.
West Africa merchant. One call for 20 number of the book of war. Our garden to know. See who's all more bias. I want for a bow. This is Sana now one number one time. So, almost one woman now to say, I never. There was somebody by the catch on it, more minor. Titi o man hunu de ekoso fuel bo de eko fuel do 20 cedis 20 cedis o mame kasa o kasa man mem
minim de ko ba 1 minute o ka fu ase wo pagya ne se ya
ti wo pagya ne sasa ye o mame ke
fu ane
hwe sa regime no a ede adjustment by one introduce
na wo kan dia we no wo kan dia wo nya
we ko dale ko se ho no me ba
before
mo personal guardian no wo before we see am
before we betimi a change bibia legislation
legislation na mo de ya campaign
ya budget ebeba
MPP knew this.
Won't me fa upe enka se mate so sa. Because legislation. This is a parliament.
Okay, parliament.
Of course.
To say petrol. Me no kata.
20 cities.
E ko 20 cities. We share trot drivers here. Omu su. Omo mo fro car su.
Ba o se NCBR.
When I president 2 months in here.
2 months.
Maybe I can they say I'm no kata dollar. I jama o 3.9. E ko 4.7. 4.7. There be when you had the no pa kokubuta. Kobusa we na wa no forest bureau na wa. 4.7. What say be ache? E da kana okay. Enkofu osu ko omo mutu kwan. Omo mu digwa na kore. Cantonment for spare parts in one in aye de omo su. So MPP bo apa o mo so mo di aba. Mteto omo bo so. They say I'm no kase kokope. Obeko no ordinate na no ti aton e black, aton e calendar cover black and white. And go for brew. nkofo bre papa
as a result of amamu
omo na so betumi aye ana ne ma jensam
ebro ka na edua ya gaba na
me no ka say
musumeni ebro na edua ya gaba
dum so asaba
bobo enye dum so
we ndi ne bobo bo sesi aponi o na e bobo
na so obepeja bobo
ya na nyom ne so me pae
the one current here says ebro po no bia ya
na nado administration we betumi do pae do ope na nado administration bibia ya na nado na minister say adwuma ni minister sinya wa yi o mawie a obi ya adwuma ana ne ma jensam engofo raho o tia obi na akeka ta kire na wa yo
bobo okay
the American say enya ma nye na o ti say DKM for nkofo ba kom kan o mo to your press conference
ayaji omususu
said some do mutika be ma no to o mo bo na nado din utu betua o ba ye bosumi mienu ni entewe
takwakudie na nado nye
what's over to you? What's over the beba? And the capital on your dancing was one year in Doom, you can not assume me. I wouldn't need the first month to pay or cat on you. The first month in the pay and walk out on you. The minute after for budget, now you're in our budget. I don't know, Captain, in January, I pay the one. What's your commune? No one what you are in a debut press conference or one. I was economic management team. I almost say, almost met Nakunas, to my meeting for. What's half Marvels in my meeting for? Be beyond a boo, be never saying you know your one. To think of for a hope.
I see.
To me, the American say, to see ya and qua. DKM for the come from my young common. You're born pie, one district, one factory, one family. Now share a sooner your medical year. And she say, you be any qua, a chile say, or Baba, you be papa, be our budget, or budget, or minor. President to kokasa wani so adi hunu na so bobo na popo men konfu hunu na ni so adi hunu no kra hwi nim budget na de bebem ni so adi hunu na ade betu dwa no hwi nim enti die biem ne yansa antwen yan twen wo mu biem ese ga na ekọ nanim enkofo opanie matie kofo opanie maye na yan sori ye mpo na nipa 9000 something mo yi omodie nurse for a we school ananke ya post to what can entremu no eto akura na wache no wakonfo awuo no o maame na eto na so akura na wache no ho akonfo
na mu fa akwati kwa so ye
na kwati kwa ni ma papa ne fa so na omo esu no omo ban omo ba bia omo de omo pam nkofo akwati na fie no nurse for 8,000 something ana omo wia ye do omo letters am omo kwa akwa adwuma awasa pam omo betena fie
who the letters mom that be
edien and the
Gabra,
a dear one in Omaye. A police for now we would not the reason that they be back. Could not the national service now Pamunko free. And you man, you
remember the Bafasa, no more to you now, and
mention moon walk out here. What's your
national service? I said,
and that's for the idea moon on the back.
Unless we say clearance, no, and what you mean,
a dear, what you mean, pay yet. A dear went to Jinudi. Etne
dia no bemu na wo bemu kasa minti
no wo bemu no o twa ntro kire wa na wo gidi akora ne tifio dia akora ne hwehwa ne sama ne koya adwuma for we school eno na akora ne we police ne na wakọ net so akọ ne form wa failure net na ya ba wa pass enye ne fake ne police ne na wote ho na computer na o de select no esa police for ne yi o mu nyina adi utumi ma akora ne kọtọ e wo net so no wa failure net no wo de amana so wa pass waba with the certificate na betrawo wahwe na me to mu PR we say obi o ha na secondary school certificate and we vocational certificate by na oni pa kro na wo hwe na e bia e bofa na ni so esen company fo ni na eju obi adi
okay so
enti ukoye sa ne ma we nyina no amakola no otifie no wotu no acha no akonfo o ba no asa be kirekirim tese
ensem we ya kwakura he ka no office here wo campaign platforms reality no enyam onyam huni daye no a wo mo so no ode wo daye no na so bi tin no bo pitru sori a eno mo sa de ache aban bae bosume eni nadu
okay ka ta bosume eni nadu
enema ya hihye emra ebeba be regulate sa regimes no ema ne mana toto ye nyina no enko parliament
and de emra no
emra ye ni sisi
ye bia no a be ko parliament bi
NDC niam
ye nim na kwamna katra ne se ye nim bia no be ko parliament ama ka parliament ye nim bia ye nim bia wo
munam se yi nkrofo 9,000 edi
almost 10,000.
Evidence one. No crab behind you. Obiani who are you in there's no single nurse. Bisase nurse ben and na work kolebu. I know what you tell a health center. I can't say okay. And now you're in a free. Go and ask yourself. Go and ask. Post any appointment. Because meanwhile, what's in one clearance? Okay, clearance, you know, budget now we are set 14th November or they call parliament, you know, they were not captured. Meanwhile, the people were appointed in December after the elections. Into one capture no one first canoe debate and canana wo fa no no. Na see emfa abusia ne nkuti omuka. All right, cocoa board. Mo beka ye manuma guase enura wo mo PR obeka se ye nyi obi adi. Nipa 11 and one accumulated leave. National service. You see, a quite fast so no. And yan quite no. Your opportunity. I didn't know how they in it. Cocoa board need better Becca. Winning free or Nipa. I was in Nipa 200 plus. Nipa 11 corner proceed on the proceed. It's your multi-honor. All the time politicians accumulated leave. No, it's not fair. Clearly, it's not fair. Multimedia. I think say you never get to say one who say cocoa board be because and same fatal. One way you Ghana need be any to. But the issue of accumulated leave what is accumulated. The fact that you moon cost what is accumulated cocoa board and you moon cost a fan never be a yes, but and yan crazy you be edi. It can't be true. It can't be true. Say independent. But you on can hwemu on can puninum some of my here. Open wide. On can. Open wide and we can't. The yin crofo be open your chance and I'm to that conclusion. Yeah. Open wide. They say authorized bodies from why they open wide. Kokumianu mam kasa. And we chant and I'm me majority kokumianu kasa. Where the enyan crese ye you be adi wo kokomod. Prosi asma beka e. Bisase police officer ben and no see a jinedi. One more training na one more come asam no kra no. One more officers so. Ye fa one more pass it out. One more training. Ye fa whereby wa pass it out. One more training. Near de won kaka. Akomo 2 months no ma pass it out. In the same crofo e what training e what winning ba. Kuma se patasi na se for polugu na se for. Obi an wo friend who police officer. Aka 2 months no ma pass it out. One me recruit. Ye pass one out. One more ye yi one free mo no. We are aware. Me de bia me gidi se me so akura nsem ekope prosia na so ja adwuma manua me make sure say the certificate ni e genuine wo mo be kan no wo mo say e bi impersonation sometimes I don't know what you sometimes no I don't know what you impersonation I don't know what you akofa I don't know impersonation what you akofa sometimes they are investigation one more you want no they are investigation of the criminal investigation those you come kwala mo convene court me na investigation court na investigation obi enu wa to fake me tie police PR o to obi enu wa the fake certificate by what if fake certificate back credit na me adoma after me face here we know na mami ko yalanchemanti ho yakoko kofi juma na coach afrani na Heroes Park na Jubilee Park na kofi juma de here kofi juma de no ye chirikrom ne papa no chirikrom wo ejuso kwa je ne kofi juma ya oh that you have propaganda na coach afrani de no Heroes Park kofi metia no Jubilee Park na miami na luta na contractor Lesbian Madam for contractor Mr. Prempe de no sunyane. Yeah. Ono si de wo dwabin. Okay, dwabin. Men so mini abako me kuro bomfati afi. Your friend ina ne papa wa ye memre da aye nyire kwa sija no. Come so de no. Eno so ambe no. But they no say the same so me fi me say me kwa senye president na beba na obachimi a ono na be control me time. So wa madia e be easy amame. Me bo no dwabin. No baba adakwaja achaba BOD no ɛdeɛ no
na afọ
no ma ba kyiri kurom
no be Rainbow Heroes
na be Rainbow Jubilee Park na ba ɛdu a Heroes Park
ọba ahiri ma mencha brand friend PK na menua na eje obumfa chiase ne papa nso oye na yie me de meko etena na ye ya kwa kodwo obumfa chiase nti me chia obi bia me ofa yi nso kopi dwuma nso me ma na yakọ ba be ja
ye de be sia no na do bi
ba na se kujamia ko hwa lesbo
oh yes we have to de sia be do bi bia se mo so ma je bre na ya brefo to aso de ama chairman ya mankwa ono ba Kofi Amankwa and then my good friend
Kofi de wenyane sinukura
stiko o ma menchi amenu ya just stiko bia o tam na na region you for Ghana White region and just me ma congratulations
you this folly mo go on Facebook na mo ko the page na mo ko a very beautiful girl open bema and natina that's it Elisia